Hey guys, welcome back to The Interceptor. We're here with another Alliance War video. This is going to be Season 58, War number 5. And we have matched up against the Alliance ZEEN. So these guys are usually top of Platinum 1 low masters, so we know we need to play pretty well against them. And this is going to be an incredibly tight war. And to start off here, we are using Chee'Ilth against Node 4 Thanos, a matchup I have done. However, when I did it in one of the first wars of the season, Chee'Ilth was Saga, which means she was getting double bonus from all the force charges. So I needed to think of a more optimal way to do this fight where I could keep my bleeds. I made my mastery setup as good as I could possibly be, and I came up with this strategy that I go for in this fight. So we're going to start with a PS1 boost. And we are going to go for our special 3 at the start of the fight. And the point of that is that it gives us more damage on all our bleeding effects, our damaging effects, so just bleed, for the rest of the fight. You can only use it once, but it is worth using because it is a very significant bonus. Additionally, every time that we bait Thanos' special 1 in this fight, we are going to be doing what I've been doing so far. Dashing in, parrying, and hitting with a heavy. And the parry is not just to lower the damage. Every single time that you land a parry with Chee'Ilth, you are going to make her charges go faster. And the more charges she has both more critical rate, or critical damage rating. So when she does crit, it's more potent, and she also gains more bleed potency. So not only are we going to have the vicious to increase the potency of our bleeds, we're also going to have those purple charges you see right there, because you can see when I parry, it speeds up a bunch. You get about half of a charge every single time that you land parry, so it's definitely worth those extra parries. Also, Chee'Ilth has an ability where the opponent's attack rating is capped at the start of the fight, which means that all of these Furies that Deathless Thanos is getting are not increasing his attack whatsoever. He is doing the same amount of damage with maximum Furies than he would be doing at 0 Furies. Additionally, Chee'Ilth further lowers the damage when she is blocking. When she is blocking, the opponent's attack rating is capped at 50% of what it started. So, yeah, you're going to be taking less damage when you are parrying just from the parry mastery itself, having better block efficiency. But you are also going to be getting the extra damage reduction from her blocking hit, which is really cool. And yeah, you can stack up a decent number of bleeds here. If you are able to land a heavy and then instantly bait a special 1, you are almost able to pause the bleeds before they start to tick down. Like, it's very, very close, but you are going to lose a few. But the fact that you are pausing them and getting a 3 guaranteed bleeds on every single heavy is very significant for your damage output. And while landing all these heavies is not the best thing that you could do for your force charges on a node like this, where you want to have a high combo, and obviously a combo of 5, or a 5-hit combo is going to give you charges faster than landing your heavies are, it is actually the extra damage you get from pausing the bleeds and inflicting extra bleeds outweighs the bad of getting less force charges, because hovering between like 20 to 30 force charges is going to be enough in a fight like this. It is, especially when you get 8 charges every single time that you pass a multiple of 10. So yeah, this fight did take a little bit, a little long, but I do think I made the correct call in not going for an invuln boost, especially against, or not against Thanos specifically, but like in a matchup with Chee'Ilth where the Furies don't do anything. So getting hit is less punishing than it would be with other champions. But yeah, obviously not played perfectly. I did take some combos to the face, so room for improvement. However, I will be taking that exact fight next war, and it does go better. So wait for that. So now we are on to our alt account, and we are going up to node 7, I believe this one is. Yeah, this is the root node, node 7. And we are going to be using Hood here against Dark Phoenix. This is, I have no other way to say it, a slam dunk. You cannot die here. Like, this is one of Hood's best matchups. Arguably the single hardest counter to Dark Phoenix in the game. On a node that gives you so many charges. And you're going to see that. The charges you're going to get in this fight are just insane. One thing with Hood is that when you're running the Mojo synergy, you want to go for some extra heavies. And I've found that the timing of parrying 3 times and throwing 3 heavy attacks against the root node gets you almost up to when the root's ready to activate. So you can land 3 heavies with the mastery that reduces Petrify, I think is what it's called. Or Pacify. No, it's Petrify. I think. It's the one that reduces the how much combat power rate the opponent gets when they're stunned. That allows you to get off 3 heavy attacks before the opponent gets to a bar of power instead of 2, like it normally would be without that mastery. So that's just nice. And we did a heavy attack. That heavy attack, by the way, did 2 million damage in burst, and I was like only half ramped. I knew that wouldn't kill. I just threw that for tempo, and then right there we did get a fail due to ability accuracy, and the root timer came back. However, despite what Kabam said, they did not fix the bug. It is very much still bugged because right here, oh wait, maybe it's later in the fight. There's one point in the fight where the root is going to fail, and I had no idea why it failed, and I thought it was because of the bug. Maybe I'm thinking of another fight. I think I confuse this with another fight. I don't know. We'll see. If the root fails, then it is this fight. If not, it wasn't this fight. So yeah. Waiting here. There it is. Yeah. So I don't know why that root failed, because it definitely should have triggered on her, because I was pretty far away. It was after my heavy attack had fully landed. Maybe it's possible that I was just barely close enough that the root was supposed to activate on me. Oh no, okay, it is definitely bugged, because it 100% should have activated on her, and it just did not work, and I don't know why. So here, I'm actually lucky that heavy attack did not kill and left her at 2%, because if the 65% chance to fail the immortality had not activated, so the 35% had prevailed, and it had killed her, then she would have had unblockable specials, and unless I filled the root, that means eating an entire special 2 to the face. So I actually got lucky that heavy attack did not kill, but we did clean up the fight right after that. Very easy fight. Not really possible to die to that fight unless you mess it up very, very badly. And this was a rough war for us. We were winning for a while. We were losing for a while. We were winning. And then this happened. And I will show the score right now. We lost this war by 1 death. And it was in our 29th fight. We had 28 fights cleared to their 30. They had already died 15 times. We'd already died 15 times. All we needed to do was solo the last 2 fights of the war. And we died to our second last one. So if we just soloed those last 2 fights, we would have won on fight time. But unfortunately, we did die. We did lose. And we are now 2-3 on the season. So what started out as a good season, winning our first war and our third, and starting off 2-1, hasn't been looking too hot recently. But like I said, we are now 2-3. I still have 0 deaths on the season. My my attack bonus is at 99 out of 100 fights soloed, or 99%, because I did have that 1 timeout in war number 4. My main has 50 out of 50 attack bonus this season, and my alt has 49 out of 50 attack bonus, or 98%. And my Deathless streak is up to 11 fights. My main account is at a 68 fight streak, and my alt is at a 6 fight streak. So that is going to be all for today. I hope you all enjoyed the video, and have a great day, everyone. Bye.